a global pandemic, and just kind of give us a recap of this football season and kind of how it's gone thus far.
Sure. It much like everything else since March, we've had to take our precautions. We had to plan very, very well, and we had to have buy-in from our communities, and we had to have the coaches and the players and the fans understand what it was going to take for us to have a season. And the fact that we're here today is evident of the fact that they bought in. The precautions of wearing the mask, the precautions of practicing in pods, the precautions of keeping their hand sanitizing and social distancing. All those have worked, and we're here today because of the efforts of all the folks involved and want us to have high school football in the state of Indiana.
So studies have shown that extracurricular activities is just such an important part of the growth, and it's part of the curriculum of being a student anymore. Talk a little bit about that.
We've learned a very big lesson. We participated in a study from the University of Wisconsin that showed how important extracurricular activities are to high school students. And it could be band, it could be drama, it could be theater, music, athletics, certainly is what we're dealing with. Kids need that socialization. They need the structure from adults. This is an opportunity for them to learn lessons that they normally can't get in the classroom setting. Not that algebra and biology and chemistry aren't important, they are. But there are other life lessons that can be learned on the playing field. And that's part of the reason that we're doing what we're doing. That's part of the reason that the coaches work so hard and parents allow their kids to play sports. It's for those extra lessons that they get in the educational setting. And we're pretty proud of what we've done. And again, being here today is evidence of the fact that we've had some success.
So now we're at the end of our fall season. We've had 7 fall state championships, which is incredible to think about in the kind of year that we've had.
Absolutely.
But talk a little bit about, there's been restrictions at every venue. Yes. That's no different this next weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium.
And it's further complicated by the fact that we're going to be inside. And once you go inside, those restrictions are really ramped up. As an example, every person attending next week will have to have their temperature checked. They're going to have to be asked questions about some symptoms that they've been have or have not had before they even admit it to the ticket window to give their ticket to get into the game. Same thing's going to be for the athletes getting off the bus. They're going to take the temperature. They're going to have signed a form that says that they're not been exhibiting signs or symptoms of disease. And then once we get in the venue, we're going to have to practice social distancing. We're going to have to wear a mask unless we're having concessions food. It's more precautions for us to provide for the health, safety, and well-being of our athletes. Now, it's going to look a little different. They're going to be pretty much spaced out, and if you've seen the Colts play at Lucas Oil, we'll look a lot like that. We won't be allowing bands for reasons that go along with the social distancing piece of it. We're going to limit the number of people on the field, and so we're going to do our very best to make sure that this state finals goes off without a hitch, given the parameters and the requirements of social distancing and the corona guidelines. But we're very, very pleased and excited to have 6 state championships next weekend on Friday and Saturday, and we're certainly looking forward to having everybody come in and have a great time.
And it all goes back to that. It's just incredible that we're even in the position to hold these 6 state championships next weekend. Assistant Commissioner Robert Falcons, thank you so much for joining us today, and we're going to send it back to you guys in the booth.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Being a man used to be simpler. You guard the cave, provide sustenance, honor thy name. A handshake sealed the deal, and a word was a promise. Today, things are a bit more complicated. We try to impress people we don't know by acquiring things we don't need. We have friends lists, but few real friendships. Things like integrity and kindness have fallen by the wayside. How can we know if we measure up when the scale is constantly changing? The Freemasons believe that a man's job is to be the best version of himself possible, to pursue truth and self-discovery, to give more and take less. We connect with our fellow man so that we may learn from each other, to challenge one another to live up to our highest ideals. We believe a man should be judged by his strength of character, his willingness to make sacrifices to improve both himself and the lives of those around him. For hundreds of years, the Freemasons have helped men find more meaning, to make connections with other men in a way that truly matters. For those seeking a deeper sense of purpose, a chance to make lasting friendships. To reach higher, to find more.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
A pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Indiana High School Basketball on Indiana SRN. Jimmy Cook alongside Jarrett Lewis. So pleased you've chosen to spend part of your Tuesday night with us here on Indiana SRN and the Indiana SRN family of networks. Tonight's contest sees us at Indianapolis, Washington, as the Washington Continentals host the Traders Point Christian Knights. For the visiting Knights, they come in losers of their last 5 after a 68-30 win at Indiana Deaf back on December 5th. They've seen losses to Edgewood, Eminence University, Horizon Christian, and most recently Cecina back on December 30th. On the other side of the coin, for the Continentals, they started the year winners of 2 of their first 3. Since then, they've lost 3 straight, that coming to Tinley, Beech Grove, and Jeffersonville. And as I welcome my broadcast partner tonight, Jarrett, into the conversation. Jarrett, both these teams trying to get back to winning ways, right their ship. The good news is everybody does make the tournament in high school basketball across the state, so you're going to get an opportunity at the dance, plenty of chances for you to get better and better as the season goes on and get yourself ready for the postseason.
Yeah, midway season, you're just trying to kind of, establish an identity, trying to figure out who you are. And for Traders Point, I think they're the team right now that's mostly trying to do that. They're coming in with a 1-6 record. This is a team that they struggle to score the basketball. They're only averaging around 35 points per game. On the other side, George Washington, a little bit better in that category, almost 54 points per game. So, for Traders Point, like I said, I still think it's trying to find a rhythm, trying to find something that they can create, and this is a perfect game to do it. George Washington is a team that I think they might be able to match up well against, and they can try to start a little winning streak. But yeah, you're midway through the season, you're still trying to figure out who you are, and there's plenty of games left in this season to get ready for tournament play.
Respectively, the Continentals are a member of Class 3A. They're made up in Sectional 28, sectional featuring Beech Grove, Indian Creek, Heron, Ritter, Speedway, and Washington. Notable matchups within the sectional. Beech Grove defeated Speedway back on December 4th and took care of Indianapolis, Washington during this losing streak. 68-56 the final back on December 18th. On the other side of things for Traders Point, they're in the Indianapolis Metropolitan Sectional, that being Sectional 58, including the International School, Metropolitan, Traders Point, of course, Indiana Math and Science, Bethesda Christian, Riverside, and Indiana Deaf. We already mentioned Traders Point knocking off Indiana Deaf. Math and Science did the same to Indiana Deaf as well. Indianapolis Metropolitan takes care of Riverside back on December 11th, and Indianapolis International takes care of Indiana Deaf 98-56. Class 1A, of course, come the Traders Point Christian Knights. And it's always interesting to see the type of setup you're going to get when you have a lower class like Traders Point coming from the Class 1A ranks against a higher class, of course, being 4 classes in high school hoops in the state of Indiana. This being a Class 3A program for similar matchups. 1A matchup against Tinley. Continentals lost that game. 3A matchup for Traders Point Christian against Edgewood. They lost that game. Both those losses for those teams were pretty handily on the wrong side of that game. It's tough to tell which way this one's going to go.
Yeah, but I think this is a game for Traders Point where they're not coming in with the best record. They're at 1-6. On the other side for Washington, they're 2-4, and they're a 3A school, is the Continentals. So for Traders Point, I think they can look at this game, one of two ways. We're playing a much bigger school, a school that is definitely better on paper. We can use this game and look back on it in many different ways to try to make ourselves better for sectional time, which the sectional for Traders Point is kind of wide open. Not very many schools with a winning record. In fact, I think only one school with a winning record in that sectional. For the Knights, I think this is a game that they can just try to improve, find a rhythm, get themselves ready going for the later parts of the season.
We are waiting the finalization of the pregame festivities for Washington and Traders Point. While we have an opportunity as we stand by for the national anthem, we want to take a little deeper dive at both of these schools. We are going to step away, actually, briefly before the anthem. When we come back, we'll take a deeper dive at both these schools. It's Traders Point versus Washington. You're watching High School Hoops on Indiana SRN.
a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to IHSAATV.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Welcome back to Washington High School. We take a look at the starters for both these teams. Starting first with Washington, now a look with Isaac Liggins, a 6'6 senior. Aaron Hampton, a 5'10 junior. James Holder, a 6'6 junior. Latravion Enright, a 6'4 junior. And as we mentioned, James Holder in there as well for the Continentals. On the other side of things for the Christian Knights, Albert Pope will be a starter at one forward, as will Cooper Simmons-Little. Albert Pope and Amari Justice will hit the rest of the starters as we bring it to you, coming to you live from inside the Indiana SRN studios. Our vantage point, a little tough to match up with all those starters. We'll roll as possessions take place. Ball is tapped, controlled, and won by the Continentals, and we're underway in this one. Aaron Hampton controls in between the circles. They'll feed inside, first post touch. Look inside to Holder. That basket is good. James Holder lets Washington draw first blood, 2-0. Make that that's a basket for Washington, 2-0.
Right off the bat, the Continentals are using their height to their advantage, getting an early post touch. On paper, we see players at 6'7" and two at 6'6", so they definitely have a huge height advantage over the Knights.
Thomas controls, gives to Maxey on the left side. It's an interesting point, Jarrett, and something we're going to look for as this broadcast goes on is how often the Continentals decide to utilize their size to the advantage. There's a risky pass that's stolen away by Jaden Thomas. He'll push ahead. Knights back on defense. They'll reset things over to Aaron Hampton. Travis Balance also out there for the Continentals, number 0 on your screen, a 5'9 junior. He's on the drive, draws contact, and Balance will head to the charity stripe.
Yeah, right as we mentioned his name, Balance, he gets that basketball. He's looking to make a real quick move, drives baseline. Pretty good help side defense came from Simmons-Little, but it may have been Amari Justice or Jaden Thomas who ended up picking up the foul.
We'll call that one on Thomas unofficially. His first on the team. Free throw, first one, good for Balance. He'll have one more. Continentals come in, we mentioned, with a 2-4 record. Taking a look at John Harrell's Indiana High School basketball. Continentals ranked 55th in Class 3A, 205 overall across the state of Indiana. Free throw pairs were split, 3-0 Continentals. Albert Pope might have lost it off his leg. I got to say, we don't see often a good shot of warm-ups for these teams, but these, I guess I'm going to say polka-dotted hoodies. I'm all about them for Washington. Those are real slick. Those are real nice.
Make yourself stand out.
Got to make a statement. All about it. Simmons Little tried to feed it inside. It's knocked away by Holder. They'll push up ahead. Hampton all by himself lays it up and in off the window. His first basket of the ball game. 5-0 run to begin for the Continentals. That one might have been thrown away by the Knights. Let's see. They're going to say it was last touched by.
Yeah, they're going to say
it was touched by the Knights. There you go.
Already off the bat, that's now 3 turnovers for the Knights in just under 2 minutes of play. You can see the kind of the youth, the inexperience that they have in the starting 5 is starting to show.
Enright puts it on the deck, can't get it to go. Loose ball up for grabs. It's taken by the Knights. A quick pass, and it's somehow saved that time by Jaden Thomas. Presence of mind to keep that one in play. Knights will walk it up. Off a screen. High off the window. Maxey can't get it to go. Board to Enright. The big fellow wants to push with this. Now Hampton. He'll chuck up a triple. That one's off the mark. Rebound taken by Justice. They'll work on the right corner and a skip pass now to Simmons Little. Puts it on the deck. Drive. Scoop layup up. Won't fall for him. Last touched by the Continentals. It'll stay on this end.
Even though that bucket doesn't go down for Simmons Little, nice job of recognizing the player that's out on him. That was Latravion Enright, who's a much bigger player. He's going to be playing down low. He's still guarding Simmons Little, but Simmons Little using his speed to get around him.
Pass inside. Justice, fall-away jumper, works in the post. First basket of the game for the Knights. 5-2. To your point with Simmons Little, you can't be afraid to put it on the deck against these bigger guards from the Continentals if you want to stay in this ballgame.
And he's only a sophomore, but he's proven himself to be put in the starting 5. I got a chance to see this team play earlier in the season, and you can see a lot of potential out of this kid. So he's got a few good years left after this one.
Hampton in the corner for 3. It's good. Aaron Hampton with 5 to lead all scores. 6-point lead for Washington.
And that first 3 was that really deep one that he took almost around the volleyball line, but you can tell, even though it didn't go down, Hampton looks like to be a confident shooter.
Offensive foul the other way. Sliding in to take the charge was James Holder. Called the charge on Jaden Thomas. Again, from our vantage point, we're going off of what we see. So unofficially, Thomas with 2 personals. Again, that first foul, though, might not have been on him, but we have him unofficially on our end with 2 personals. 3 more, and he'd be disqualified. 8-2 your score. About halfway through this first quarter. Thomas gives to left side. Make that Liggins to Hampton, I should say. That one's off the mark. Rebound taken by the Knights. They'll look to push. Here's Thomas. Puts it on the deck. Scoop layup. No, won't fall. Second chance opportunity by Pope. Can't get it to go either, but a good crash to the boards nonetheless by the Knights.
Yeah, Pope realizes not very many defenders on his side of the floor. He's going to crash, get that offensive board. That's something that the Knights can try to use if they recognize that they can get 3 to 4 guys crashing on the boards. They can get second chance opportunities, keep this game as close as they can.
Balance at the volleyball line has the 5-second count being counted on him. Now they'll reset it. Almost traveled with it. Gives it to Enright. He puts it on the deck. The big fella gets to go from inside the paint. His jumper is good. First basket of the game for Enright. 4 of the 5 starters have scored. Only one without a basket is Liggins. 10-2 your score. Knights searching for answers early in this first quarter. Pope forces the issue and draws contact. A chance to earn some points the hard way at the foul line.
Good take there by Pope. If you're not confident as a shooter on the Shooters Point team, the least you can do is try to drive to the basket, draw a foul. The least you can do is get to the free throw line. That's exactly what Pope does in this instance.
Anytime you're able to get the defense on their heels and get a chance at, as you mentioned, Jarrett, either drawing contact or getting a shot up that leads to a rebound opportunity and a putback, anytime you can at least initiate something offensively, you'll be doing yourself favors more often than not. Pope will make both. Makes it a 6-point game at 10-4. Balance gives over to Liggins. A 1-2-2 look. Or a exotic 2-3, either way, depending on how you're looking at this from the Knights. Pass in the corner, left side triple, way off the mark. Rebound taken by Traders Point. Here comes Maxey. He had it poked away from behind. Good hustle play by Liggins. It'll stay on this end. You can tell, at least from a transition standpoint, the Knights aren't where they want to be just yet with a smooth attack after a steal or a rebound, as Liggins able to come up from behind and poke that one away.
Yeah, if they have those fast break opportunities, they're going to want to try to make the most out of them. Because right now in your half-court offense, it's not looking real smooth. You have 2 points coming from the free throw line. So if you get those fast break chances and you're Traders Point, you're going to want to take them.
I'm not sure if the official said that Justice walked across the line and committed a violation, or if it was a 5-second count, or if it was just my time.
Or maybe it's Isaac Liggins reaching over the line. Could have been that.
It's a good point. Either way, it wasn't enough to warrant taking the basketball away from the Knights. They'll get it into Simmons-Little. He finds Thomas at the top off a screen from Pope. Thomas works inside out with it. Drives right by Johnson, and he's fouled. Might be on the floor. Let's see. That foul's going to go against Isaac Liggins. It'll be his first, just the second on the team. And it will be on the floor, so we'll have this song and dance again, left side out of bounds. Knights got to get it in. They do to Simmons-Little. He's pressured in the corner. Hands off to Justice. He'll pull up from the foul line. That's long. Rebound won by Holder. Hampton up ahead. Left side. Quick pass to Hampton. He gets it down the lane and scores. Make that Holder, rather. James Holder now with 4. Lead is 8, matching the largest of the game for the Continentals.
Really good offense there from Washington. You got the player driving baseline. A lot of eyes are paying attention towards him. So you have the guy from the top of the key, cuts down the middle of the lane. Easy bucket put down for Holder.
Justice in the post. Reset things at the top with Maxey. Matthew, nice crossover. What a pass. Feet inside is blocked away. Sent back by Liggins. They'll push it ahead. Up the floor. Hampton to the rim. Lays it up. Lays it in. 7 points for Hampton in the quarter. Lead is 10, largest of the game.
Great
passing. Trying to get back into rhythm.
Great passing from Traders Point on offense. We thought it was going to be an easy bucket as the defense helped over, but it was good help defense and good recovery by Liggins. He's a really lengthy player at 6'6". He's going to be able to block those shots.
In the corner, Pope for 3. They need that, and they get it. Pope with 5 to lead all scores for the Knights.
Big-time 3 for Pope. It keeps it at a 7-point game. In this first quarter, this first quarter is going to be really key for the Knights. They're keeping it at 7. You don't want to get it above double digits early on after the first 8 minutes.
Got to keep this within striking distance. Balance might have shoveled the feet. Indeed he did. Been a point of emphasis over the years. You've seen it a lot this season, though. When you want to commit to do something, you have to keep that pivot foot solid. And if you are going to commit to put it on the deck or try to make a pass, you can't lift up that pivot foot until either the dribble's been started or until after the pass has been made. Look at you for that every time. Maxey, heavily pressured by Frederick Jackson, who checked in during one of these stoppages. Thomas back to Maxey. On Jackson, around a screen from Simmons-Little. Pope now. He'll try another triple. That's good. Bang, bang for Albert Pope. 2 triples for him in the quarter. He's got 8 now. It's a 4-point game.
How about great offense from Traders Point? They're trying to run a set. It looks like Washington puts the pressure on them, so they kind of get broken out of it. But all you need is a simple drive and kick to your best shooter on the floor, and Albert Pope. He's looking good from that right wing spot.
Have to see how the Continentals adjust to that and what they do here offensively. They might be content to hold for 1 in this first quarter. Indeed they will, and the Knights content to let them hold for just 1 shot. No shot clock in high school basketball in the state of Indiana. They can roll as long as they want, as long as there's no 5-second closely guarded. There's a steal with 5. They push it up ahead. Pope's got it. Make that Maxey's got it with 3. He'll pull up a long triple is an air ball, and that'll end this first quarter of play. Well, an initial slow start by the Knights turns into a 6-0 run to close the quarter. They're within 4. The Continentals lead it 14-10 over Traders Point. Stay with us. We'll have your second quarter after this You're watching High School Hoops on Indiana SRN and IPSathletics.tv.
You got a broken door, trapped car, you can't buy time.
We take it very seriously and take pride in being responsive.
We have all of Central Indiana covered from Martinsville,
Avon, up to Anderson,
to Cicero.
There's always somebody in your area.
It's important that we're able to get there, same day, because people's time is valuable.
On our trucks, we carry just about everything we need to fix a garage door right then and there.
Sunshine, rain, or snow, we're good to go.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Welcome back to Washington High School. Jimmy Cook alongside Jarrett Lewis. Thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday night. Another broadcast on Indiana SRN and IPSathletics.tv. First quarter ended with a 6-0 run from Traders Point on the back of 2 triples from Albert Pope. They'll start the quarter with the basketball down 4. Jarrett, what type of adjustments would you like to see first offensively for Traders Point? They kind of have something to go with Pope, but they've still been searching all season long for somebody that's going to lead the way offensively.
Well, one thing about Washington, as we see a miss here from Traders Point, is they figured out now that Pope is the shooter, so they're going to close that hard on him. So if you're Traders Point, obviously try to keep that same thing going, driving and kicking, trying to find Pope with good looks and open shots from downtown. But also, somebody else has to step up. You got to run through your sets well and hopefully find something that works. You can't just, put it all on the back of Albert Pope to keep you in the ball game.
Defense holds for the Knights on that last possession. They get the basketball back. Early stages of this second quarter. Maxey at the top gives to Simmons Little. Matched up with Enright. Now Thomas has it. Puts it on the deck. Try to create some separation. Nothing there. Maxey will reset the offense. Off a screen from Justice. Great defense there by Hearns. Thomas looking for an opening. Floater up. Off the back iron and won't go. Second chance. Won't happen. It's taken by Darian Balance. Balance in the corner. Heavily pressured by Simmons Little, and it has it stolen away. Nice effort there by the sophomore. Here come the Knights. Thomas, transition, pulls for 3. That one's long. Board won by Enright. They'll push it ahead. Nice pass inside, off the window. Frederick Jackson gets into the scorebook for the first time tonight. Lead back to 6 for the Continentals.
A little bit of up and down action we see from both teams. And that first possession back for Traders Point, too much standing, I think. Once you get that basketball, if you're Cooper Simmons right there, once you get that basketball, you're looking to make something happen with it.
It's a good cut by Maxey. The pass was a little low, though. On the drive, little Euro step off the back iron. Rebound, Enright goes down. Travion Enright, 4 points in the first half. Has scored now in both quarters. Lead back to 8, 18-10.
If you're Traders Point and you have to box out at least one person on the floor, you probably want to box out Enright. He's the biggest guy on this floor. I look to see him get more involved. I think Washington's going to realize that he can have himself a night if he gets a lot of post touches and makes himself, work for those points down low against much smaller bodies of Traders Point.
Well, particularly in this matchup, and you mentioned it a little bit in the pregame, Jarrett, that nobody over, I believe it's 6'2", on Traders Point. Enright, not even the tallest player on his own roster, but definitely from a size perspective, definitely has more muscle on him than anybody else on the floor. How often will they decide to go to him down low? Haven't heavily utilized him tonight, but he's a weapon to be used nonetheless. Thomas tried to force feed it on the baseline. That pass is scooped up by Philip Moran. Bodies everywhere now fighting for this loose ball, and I think we're going to have a jump ball tie-up. Arrow, at least on our end, favors Traders Point, so it would stay down here. So flip to the quarter break, so it'll be Washington's arrow. We'll note that moving forward. Just over 5 minutes to play in this first half. Continentals with the basketball and an 8-point lead. Triple in the air, long by Hampton. Rebound taken, falling away. That shot would not fall for Jackson. Putback, though, is good.
Can't be having that if you're Traders Point. That's 3 opportunities they had to score there.
That basket for Antoine Hearns, his first of the night. Largest lead of the game for the Continentals at 10.
And a quick turnover committed by the Knights, too.
Not the place you want to be if you're Traders Point. You talked about it. We didn't have an official keys for you, but you talked about it in that first quarter. You want to keep this within striking distance. Don't let this get too high into a double-figure deficit. There's a long, they're going to say it's a long 2, says the far side official. The front official said it was a 3, but a long 2 hit there by Donovan Johnson. His first basket of the ball game for the senior. It's ballooned now to 12. Is there an answer for the Knights? 3 in the air in the corner, 3 off the mark. Rebound, fought for, falling away. Tough shot, won't fall for the Knights. And the Continentals secure the loose ball on a foul the other way. Oh, it's going to be a jump ball tie-up. That'll keep it on this end. Knights very fortunate with that call.
A nice job sticking with the play, trying to get that basketball back in your possession. If you're Jaden Corey, he just checked in, a junior forward. You get that offensive board, you want to go up strong with it. Don't want to fade away.
Corey, the tallest player listed for the Knights. Definitely someone to keep an eye on. Thomas thought about a triple instead. Goes to the elbow. His jumper. Iron unkind. Rebound Jackson. Got a body on his hip. What a thread of the needle inside to Travion Enright. 6 points for him. Lead is ballooned to 14.
What a pass. I believe that came from Frederick Johnson, but just threading the needle right down the lane. Beautiful assist and a beautiful answer down on the other side.
Amari Justice gets the basket to go. Makes it a 12-point game. They go to Enright on the baseline. He'll try it. Won't go. Board 1 by Justice. Gives to Corey. Now back to Justice. He'll try to walk it up with Hearns on his backside. And he's fouled from the hip. It'll go against Antoine Hearns, the 6'7 junior. His first.
Kind of an unnecessary foul away from the basketball. Don't want to need those if you're Washington. Not very many fouls called, just, I believe, 5 total team fouls between the two.
There's a ball up for grabs. Oh. Slam time was the intention by Hearns. Could not get it to go, but putback is true by Isaac Liggins. Everybody getting into the score column for the Continentals tonight. Foul on the far side.
How about that slam dunk attempt from Hearns? That came out of nowhere. That looked like a simple, hey, I'm just going to jump up, lay it off the front of the rim, and he tries to throw it down with the right hand.
I envisioned a finger roll as well. Instead, more aggressive intentions on the mind for Hearns.
But if you look at that on the side of Traders Point, that's an instance that you want to limit as great as possible. You know, the tempo picking up. I think Washington would like to see the tempo pick up. I think that would favor them more than it would Traders Point, and right there was a prime example of it. Because Washington, you know, they can find a sort of a rhythm. They might want to play fast. They have the athletes to get it down and create fast break opportunities. Traders Point, on the other hand, it doesn't necessarily want that. They want to keep it as close as possible, so the fast break would definitely favor the Continentals, I think, in this game.
Need your half-court offense to be very efficient if you're the Knights, if you want that to work. There was a risky handoff pass. Pope controls it. He's been quiet this quarter after an 8-point outing in the first. Gets it back, and a shuffle of the feet occurred by Jaden Corey.
That was a good idea by Corey. He did travel, but it was a nice cut by one of his teammates. If he doesn't travel, that's a nice just little handoff and an easy 2 put up for Traders Point.
The Knights currently being outscored 14-2 by the Continentals in this second quarter. Hearns gives right side. Johnson for 3 is good. Johnson now with 5, all here in this second quarter. Largest lead of the game for the Continentals at 17.
And if you're the Knights and you're playing this box look, this 1-2-2 zone defense, you know there's some good shooters on this Continentals team. If you're in the top of that zone, you got to close out on them hard. Make sure that shot is contested. Make sure that they second-guess themselves on putting up a 3.
Well, that's the risk that you run when playing a zone look like that, is if you don't have aggressive speed to crash at the perimeter, you're going to be in trouble. There's a hand check call against, I believe, Darian Balance. That'll be his first, the fourth on the team.
Well, maybe he's in the. Yeah, looks like we got 1-on-1 action.
So correction on that. It's going to be the 7th team foul then on the Continentals. And we'll get the front end of a 1-on-1 opportunity for Jaden Thomas. Iron unkind. We might have got a lane violation as well. That's going to go against Thomas. Not a personal foul, just a loss of what would have been a missed free throw anyway. And the Continentals will walk it up the floor. Johnson at the top has Hampton. He'll launch a triple in the corner. That won't fall. Almost got his own rebound. He did get his own rebound. Steals it away. Fakes the pass off the window and in. Hampton with a little misdirection. The lead has grown to 19.
Pretty move by Hampton. First, he doesn't give up on the play. His effort, he just steals the ball away from Jaden Corey. And then a beautiful whoop, fake that pass. I'm just going to take it up myself.
It's a 7-0 run for the Continentals. Triple by Justice goes out of bounds off the iron and kicked out of bounds. Continentals will get the basketball left with 90 seconds to go in this first half. Continentals playing hot potato with it. Shot at the top. It's a triple. It's good. Count it for Donovan Johnson. His second triple of the quarter. What a quarter he's having. 8 points for him. And it's a 22-point game. Now we've got a run out. This could have been slam time potentially for Johnson had he been able to gather that. Instead, he'll have to settle for the layup. 24-point game in the blink of an eye. And it's also a 12-0 run for Washington. Full timeout. We'll take one as well. 56 seconds to go in this first half. All Continentals on Indiana SRN and IPSathletics.tv.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Welcome back to Washington High School. Jimmy Cook alongside Jarrett Lewis. 36-12 the score. All Continentals here in this second quarter. They're on a 12-0 run and have outscored the Knights in the quarter, 22-2. Knights trying to get up the floor. Justice skip pass to Thomas. He's got a driving lane off the window and in. Jaden Thomas, his first basket of the ball game.
Nice explosive move there by Thomas. You break that full court press. Quick shot miss on the other end, but you break that full court press and you have speed like you do in Thomas. And guys are kind of just shuffling back, trying to get in position. He's able to get behind the last defense.
Thomas again, he airballed it. It was saved to him. His layup bounces off the front of the rim. Now here come the Continentals. Johnson, right side, Hampton, shooter's pocket, triple's good. 12 points for Hampton, 5 here in the quarter.
And you can't make it that easy for him. That's that fast break we were talking about. Now we got 5 seconds for the Knights.
Final play of the half. Thomas has it with one. Has to get a shot off. Layup is up. Will the layup count? Let's see. Might have counted and one. Let's check this. Basket will count. and one at the horn. How about that? Make it 0.8 left on the clock. Fouls on Darian Balance. His second free throw is clean. Jaden Corey with 3 points to end this half. That heave won't count. So it was all Continentals, but a bright spot to close for Traders Point in the quarter. The Continentals outscore the Knights 25-10, but again, a promising close to that first half. We'll step away. When we come back, we'll get some of myself and Jarrett's thoughts on that first half of action and then the start of half number 2. Again, at the intermission, Washington 39, Traders Point 19. You're watching High School Hoops on IPSathletics.tv, powered by Indiana SRN.
I chose Traders Point because it's a great opportunity for me to be able to play sports, have a great academic experience, have a great social life, and do a lot of things that I can't do at other schools.
I went to public school for 8 years and moved here, and you notice a change in the people you meet and the relations that you make with everybody, and the teachers here are awesome. You always feel like you're understood, and they're always more than willing to help.
And I really like how he pours into us individually. If you say after class, you can talk to him about what's going on in your life, and you can talk to them about your faith.
They've been my mentors. They are interested in my life, who I am as a person, and are interested in seeing me grow and succeed in the best I can be.
Because of Traders Point, like how much it's helped me, I ended up getting a scholarship to Taylor University, a full ride scholarship, so that's a huge opportunity and a huge blessing.
Facilities at Traders Point are phenomenal. I mean, they're brand new. Everything is state of the art. The classrooms they've built from scratch. Sports facilities are phenomenal.
And we're giving our kids any chance that they want to come here and to be able to participate and to be able to compete at a high level.
Kids will spend more than 17,000 hours in school. So who are they going to spend that with? Who will be their peers? Who will pour into their lives? I'm sure most of you can remember some influential teacher or coach that poured into your life. And we want that to be your child's experience here at Traders Point.
Faith in a company is extremely important, and Johnson Mellon puts their money where their mouth is. In the past several years, we've, as a company, had tithed in which is pretty unheard of.
things from donating equipment to churches, helping non-for-profits, helping wounded warriors, working with the Catholic community, the churches, a lot of people that may be even struggling that help daycares, help children come into this industry. So we do a lot of donations back to the community, but also our workers and our team also helps in those projects.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
You got a broken door, trapped car, you can't buy time.
We take it very seriously and take pride in being responsive.
We have all of Central Indiana covered from Martinsville,
Avon,
up to Anderson,
to Cicero.
There's always somebody in your area.
It's important that we're able to get there, same day, because people's time is valuable.
On our trucks, we carry just about everything we need to fix a garage door right then and there.
Sunshine, rain, or snow, we're good to go.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Cold is just around the corner, and here at Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling,
we're ready for anything.
We care about our craft like we care about our customers. Our technicians are fully certified
and up to speed on the latest equipment.
Available 24/7, we don't leave anybody in the cold. That's our top priority.
We don't just work for the company,
we are the company.
So we do the best we can for every one of our customers.
Trust the name you know at Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling.
Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We take pride in your comfort. Just call Summers. Summers.
Parents, do you like free food? Hike it on over to Prodigy Burger and Bar, where Monday is family night and kids eat free. Every day you can find daily specials featuring craft burgers, tacos, wings, and more. Prodigy is now playing the NFL Sunday Ticket on more than 25 TVs, so you won't miss a second of your favorite teams. Prodigy also caters, hosts private events, as well as dine and donates. Celebrate your school spirit with us at Prodigy Burger and Bar. More than just burgers, located in Clay Terrace in Carmel.
Welcome back to Washington High School. Jimmy Cook alongside Jarrett Lewis started the second half just a few moments away. The Washington Continentals up by 22, 39-17 at the break. The Continentals dominated that second quarter, courtesy of a 25-7 run, though it should be noted a nice close that second half was had by the Knights. They have this down 22. Jared, as I bring you back into the fray, this is not a game that's necessarily out of reach for Traders Point, but it's not one they're going to get back in one quarter. It's going to have to be a situation where you're trying to get this score down to single digits or down to 10 or 12 going into the final frame.
Yeah, for this third quarter, you want to focus on just trying to pick away, get the lead, or get this disadvantage that you're at, maybe back down to 12 points. Right now it's at 22, so kind of win the quarter by 10 points, if you will. So how you got to do that, you need more of a team offense. You need more of a rhythm on the offensive side. A lot of the scoring coming from Albert Pope. He scored 11 of the 17, including 2 made three-pointers. So first, get more movement. A lot of possessions. I saw a lot of standing. When guys are getting the basketball, you want in your mind to be aggressive. You want to be, whether that be making an explosive move to the bucket. Right when you get that basketball, you're looking to make a move, dribble, try to beat your man off the dribble. If the space is there to pull up and shoot it, then you take it. So look to be more aggressive if you're Traders Point. They caused 8 fouls called on Washington in that first half, and Traders Point only committed 2 or 3. So, stay aggressive. A few of their points also came from the free throw line. Albert Pope went 3 for 3. But if you're Traders Point, you got to stay aggressive in this third quarter. Just focus on trying to, take as many points away, get the deficit down to 12, down to 10, down to 8. Maybe apply a little full court pressure here in the second half as well.
For the Continentals, it wasn't a perfect half, but it was a pretty dominant half. What do you want to see from them in the second?
Well, just keep doing what you're doing, honestly. They're going against this 1-2-2 zone look from Traders Point, and what they're really doing a good job of is the guys on the top around the three-point line, running the point. They're doing really good at making quick passes and especially getting good-looking shots for Aaron Hampton, who had 12 points in that first half, including 2 threes of his own. So continue to do that. Move the ball quickly. As the defense shifts in the zone from one side of the floor to the other, make them try to shift as fast as they can. But, if your passes are quicker, you're going to get good looks, and that's what they did in the first half. So look for them to do that again here in the second half.
The Continentals will start with the basketball. I want to remind you, if you're a high school hoops fan, there's no better way to get caught up and know everything you need to know about high school hoops in the state of Indiana than by acquiring the Hoosier Basketball magazine. In its 51st year publication, check out this year's magazine covering the whole state and the teams we love. Follow Hoosier Basketball magazine on Twitter for more information at Hoosier Basketball. That's at HBB Magazine. Sloppy possession by both teams to open the gate. Enright was thinking about a slam. Instead, he throws it off the window and in. Picks up where he left off in that first half. He's got 8 points now on the game.
Good passing there. Cooper. The shot doesn't go down, but it was a good look from Simmons Little. I think it was Pope who made a good cut. Back door.
Hampton pass ahead. Adjusting in midair was Johnson. Put back no. Johnson fall away jumper's good. Donovan Johnson now with 12 to lead all scores. Make that to match his running mate Aaron Hampton on the scorebook.
So you can't have that if you're the Knights. You have 3 guys down low to the opposing 2. Shot doesn't go down from the free throw line, but you have to limit second chance opportunities if you're Traders Point.
And additionally to that, you just need good initial stops as well. You have to string together a little bit of a run to get back into this ball game.
And we talked about it early in the first half, how the fast break game is going to play a part in the Continentals. That's going to play in their favor.
Hearns triple off the mark. Rebound by Maxey. Tried to push it ahead, but that wild pass was scooped up by Johnson. He wanted to give and go. Instead, jab step Hearns all alone. Won't drop. Here come the Knights. Thomas, great feed. Maxey to the rim. He's fouled. Will head to the charity stripe. Those type of plays need to be seen if you're running in transition for the Knights. Got to be aggressive, attack early and often.
Good pass by Thomas and good take by Maxey. Kind of, when he goes up, he uses his body to kind of get into the defender to draw the foul. Nice job there by Maxey. But you notice the difference in those last 2 possessions for Traders Point. The one before, they had a fast break chance, but they tried to throw an over-the-head pass that got deflected by the Continentals. And these guys are lengthy. We got 6'6" and 6'7" guys for Washington. They're going to be able to deflect those passes. That time, nice little bounce pass from Justice to Maxey, and he's at the foul line.
One more upcoming for Maxey. Gets that to fall. Splits the pair. Maxey with his first basket of the ball game. Makes it a 25-point game early stages of this third quarter. Johnson will walk it ahead. You could make the case one of the more impressive starts offensively for the Continentals this season. There's a shot in the right wing by Antoine Hearns, his first triple of the night. He knocks it down. He's now got 5.
We were talking about that just out of the halftime break, right before the third quarter got started, was when going against this zone, the Continentals are really good at making that quick pass. As the defense is shifting, Traders Point is late to get to the shooters, and it leaves a wide-open 3 look for the Continentals.
5-1 run to open the quarter by Washington. Thomas searching for some answers around a screen from Corey. Almost had his pocket picked. Nice spin move. Finds Corey inside. A lot of contact and some free throws upcoming. Knights continuing to force the issue down low. Trying to get the junior involved. Involved enough to draw contact, and he'll head to the charity stripe.
And it was started by Thomas able to get Corey involved. He had a lot of defense coming at him. And then as he, using that vision, he sees Corey because he's got 2 defenders on him. So Corey's left alone on the block. Defense is late to get to him. Now here's free throw attempts for him.
First one short. He'll have one more. Second one off as well. Good point of emphasis there by the Knights to an earlier point you had, Jarrett. They stopped the initial transition push. Once the Continentals got back in the half court, though, the defense quickly fell apart, but they stopped that initial effort on the transition.
Yeah, the Continentals done a nice job in both assets of the game, trying to push the tempo, run the floor, get fast break points, but they're going against this zone still, and there's just a lot of dead spots, just like right there as Heyman knocks down the corner jumper.
Yeah, you're getting shooters that are finding rhythm. It was Johnson that scored a possession ago. As Jarrett says, Hampton knocks that one down there. They're starting to feel confidence, and this one's starting to get ugly.
And the sense of urgency also really isn't there for Traders Point either. They've picked it up a little as this third quarter gets started. They've moved the basketball a little bit better. They're still trying to be aggressive and get to the bucket. But on the other side, on defense, they're getting to their spots in the defense, but Washington is looking at where Traders Point is looking, because if the Knights aren't paying attention, the Continentals are taking advantage of that, and they're making the right pass and finding those dead areas to knock down the shots.
Shot off the mark by the Knights. Up the floor, the Continentals tried to go, but a little too much mustard on that outlet pass. A turnover back to Traders Point. Approaching halfway gone in this third quarter. Knights trying to find a little bit of offensive consistency. Inside out work there by Gibson. On the drive, the seas parted for him. Thomas could not get the layup to fall. I don't know if he was shocked at how open the lane became and he rushed a shot, or what happened there. That jumper inside the lane also off by Holder. Point blank and one for Enright. Count it and put him on the line, and a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play.
There's the big fella getting back in on the action. He's now in double figures.
11 points for him. Good mark there. Sub at the table, Frederick Jackson will check back in. Antoine Hearns will get some rest. We'll see this Washington team again on the Indiana SRN family of networks on Friday when they host Horizon Christian. I believe myself and the coach Keith Myers will be on that call. Also on Friday, Harrison at Arsenal Tech. Then on Saturday, Greenwood Christian at Lutheran. Free throw is good. Three-point play completed for Enright. Give him 12 now. Additionally, on Saturday, Greenwood Christian will travel to Shortridge. Covenant Christian will take on Heritage Christian. All that information on indianasrn.org. Great defense down low. That was sent back. Return to sender, says Enright. And a loose ball bounces off the foot of Xavier Gibson, the junior.
Yeah, they're trying to get Corey involved a little bit. He's the biggest player for Traders Point. Enright has been able to control him the whole entire game that those two have been matched up. So, Corey gets that ball on the block, and Continentals are looking to trap. They're looking to send a helper to kind of give Corey, a little too much for him to handle. And right there was another example of it.
Hampton right side triple won't go. Thomas tried to get the rebound. It was tipped, though, by Washington, so the Knights will retain possession. At the end of the first quarter, this was a 4-point game, 14-10. Since that time, 39-8 has been the run by Washington. Full timeout taken. We will take one as well. 3:09 left to go in this third quarter. Continentals flexing their muscles a bit on IPSathletics.tv, powered by Indiana SRN.
More fixing, more finding, more being original. Unique like this, trendy like that. More designing this, arranging that. More saving, and then more making it happen. More of your space looking like this, and more of you feeling like that. More excitement, more savings, more furniture, more rugs, more flooring. More affordable luxury from RG Decor.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
.309 left to play in this third quarter. The Washington Continentals out of Class 3A on top of the Traders Point Christian Knights out of Class 1A, 53-18. Jimmy Cook alongside Jarrett Lewis. Thank you again so much for joining us on a Tuesday night. That was a nice attempted nutmeg pass, it looked like, on the inbound there for the Knights. It was well read, though, by the Continentals. And a foul on the floor. Going to go against Traders Point. I want to remind you while we have a second that we're proud to be able to bring you these broadcasts and give these young student athletes an opportunity to showcase their talents. If you want to get involved, plenty of room to do so. We could use your help. Go to coach@indianasrn.org. The shot is short off the mark by Travis Balance. Email the coach, or if you go to indianasrn.org, click that donate button. All those monies go right back in to the process of getting these young student athletes on a television or web stream near you. 2 consecutive shots missed by both teams out of the timeout. Continentals will operate as Johnson has it. He leads all scores with 14. And is it a timeout or a 5-second closely guarded? It's a timeout called. See if it's a full or a 30. .30-second timeout. We'll stay here with 2:24 to go. And Washington in control. Want to take a second. We already mentioned how to get involved with Indiana SRN, and we've teased it a little bit, but just the full rundown of games upcoming on the Indiana SRN family of networks. There'll be some girls basketball as Hauser travels to Heritage Christian on Thursday night. Additionally, on the boys' side, Covenant Christian will take on University. Then on Friday, Harrison takes on Arsenal Tech, and then the game myself and the coach will have Horizon Christian battles this very Washington Continental team. Another continuation of this homestand for the Continentals. On Saturday, you thought the NFL was the big show in town. Plenty of high school hoops to wet your whistle also. At 125 in girls hoops will be Greenwood Christian at Lutheran. Then on the boys' side of things, Greenwood Christian hosts Shortridge, a little girls-boys doubleheader. And to cap it off in the evening, Covenant Christian travels to Heritage Christian. All those games on the Indiana SRN family of networks. Go to indianasrn.org. Out of the timeout, quick pass in the corner. That 3 is short by Johnson.
Yeah, forget about the Colts game on Saturday. We got SRN games to watch.
Hey, I understand you're going to want to have the Colts game on, hoping they upset the Bills, but there's a in my room at home, we'll get this fast break opportunity, my little game room or sports room at home. I have the main TV, but I also have the secondary TV.
That's right.
If you don't have a secondary TV, you probably have a tablet or a smartphone. Have the Colts on the main screen, then get some high school hoops action.
If you don't have at least 2 screens with games on in your room, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not living life the right way if you have a man cave or a sports room set up and you're not getting dual screen action.
That's right.
2 minutes to go in this third quarter. Washington has suddenly stalled a bit on the offensive end. Their lead is strong enough where they're not going to have to sweat it out, but it's been an issue this year of consistency throughout the course of a full game. That shot off the mark initially. Rebound by Jackson. His putback hits the iron. Falls out of bounds. Last touched by the Knights.
You know what I really like about this Washington team is they look like they have a lot of guys that can take their defender one-on-one. Now, so here's a mid-range jumper goes down for Enright. But they look like they have some athletes that they can get into the ISO and they can try to take their defender one-on-one, but they don't elect to do that. They play good team offense. They're moving away from the basketball, and they're setting up good looks for their shooters. We've seen some mid-range jumpers go down here recently. The offensive game has looked really strong here from the Continentals under their first-year head coach in Aaron Hogg.
I think at times, to your point, though, Jarrett, they might be better off letting one guy get into a rhythm at times and build the offense that way. Too often are they too unselfish, if you will. We haven't seen that a lot tonight, but there's been times during this dry spell, I say dry spell, they haven't been on as much of a tear as they were in that second quarter and the early stages of the third, but there's times where there's maybe too many passes.
Well, in that first quarter, Hampton had 7 points to lead the way, but they still had 4 different scorers. And then in the second quarter, Donovan Johnson got hot. He had 10 in that second quarter alone. They've had plenty of different scorers, but they still have guys that are leading the way, that are setting fast breaks, that are creating good looks for their shooters. So they've really had a complete good-looking offense so far through 3 quarters.
Johnson will walk it up the floor, final 40 seconds of this third quarter. Balance falling away, gets to go. Travis Balance, his first field goal of the night. Nice pretty move there.
I think that was the first shot they've put up off the dribble. You know, a lot of their shots, they've just been, they see they have this space and they rise up and knock it down. There's a good-looking shot there from Balance. He was kind of unbalanced almost as he's going over towards the baseline.
And they've, to your point, there have been a lot of pocket passes, a lot of finding the shooter's pocket before he goes up with it versus somebody making a move off the dribble like that.
That's right.
Had you told me that was the way the offense is going to look, as here's a steal. We'll wait for this run out. Darian Balance sees daylight off the window. No. Putback is true for Enright. Give him 14 for the big fella.
Quite the third quarter for Enright.
A heave by Thomas at the horn. It bounces off the back iron and falls harmlessly to the ground. Another strong quarter for the Continentals. They lead it by 41, 59-18. Stay with us. Final quarter after this. You're watching High School Hoops on IPSathletics.tv, powered by Indiana SRN.
Cold is just around the corner, and here at Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling,
We're ready for anything
we care about our craft like we care about our customers. Our technicians are fully certified
and up to speed on the latest equipment.
Available 24/7. We don't leave anybody in the cold. That's our top priority.
We don't just work for the company.
We are the company.
So we do the best we can for every one of our customers.
Trust the name you know at Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling.
Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We take pride in your comfort. Just call Summers. Summers.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back at Washington High School for your final quarter of play. The host Continentals rolling away with this one, on top by 41 over the Traders Point Knights. Jimmy Cook alongside Jarrett Lewis. Appreciate you taking some time to watch some hoops with us here on a Tuesday evening. Want to remind you all we have an opportunity to download the Indiana SRN mobile app and get that, I'm assuming, in my producer Casey nearby, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, on the App Store, Google Play, wherever the case may be. Just search Indiana SRN and download that app. All our content, broadcast highlights, and more in the palm of your hand. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game. Outlet pass up the way, layup up, layup good for Travis Balance. He's quietly having himself a second half, at least on the back end of the third into this one, a little four straight points for him.
Pretty good defense to contest that take from Balance, but still able to get it to go, and here's good backside defense from him.
Balance steals it all the way, puts it up and in. 4 points in the quarter for Balance, 7 on the night.
He's had quite this second half. We didn't mention his name a whole lot in that first half. He just had one made free throw, but he is quietly having himself a second half, like you said. He's kind of a floor general, if you will. He's just kind of there to let the offense run smooth. He's had a lot of his teammates put most of the scoring in, but he's still a key player in this 5-player set that Washington starts out with.
There are talented pieces on this Continental roster. Baffling's not the right word, but it's surprising to me their record right now at 2-4. I will give credit, though, to first-year head coach Hogg in that most coaches, particularly in your first year, you want to get tough competition on the schedule to better prepare yourself for the postseason. It's a nice layup there by Jaden Thomas. Gets a friendly kick off the iron. There's a look-ahead pass. Nobody home, but Holder missed the point-blank layup. Put back will fall.
No, it
will
won't.
fall. Bounce out. I went to mark it down. Darian Balance tried to get that shot to go. Pass up ahead for the Knights. That one also hangs off the iron. Iron unkind on both sides. Here come the Continentals. A two-handed flush. Won't drop for Liggins. Couple bodies on the floor. Now the Knights will walk it ahead. Thomas right side. Justice for three. That's short. This one's gotten sloppy the last couple possessions. Balance sees daylight. Kicks. Hearns. Three. Won't fall.
Now we're back the other way.
Here comes Maxey. Turned into a track meet the last couple possessions.
But he'll slow it down.
Bounce pass. Pope. He's been quiet since that first half. That triple way off the mark. Pass ahead. Up the floor. And it hits the far side of the gymnasium wall. Out of bounds. Back to the Knights. Turnovers galore for these last couple possessions.
How about that show of athleticism from Liggins? All of a sudden you see him go up with two hands and he's hanging on the rim. Almost goes down for him, but just out of nowhere, these players of Washington are rising up and they're taking it tough to the hoop.
We talked about the talent, but the raw athleticism, like you mentioned, Jared, just a blink of an eye, able to pull that out of their bag of tricks.
And Liggins only has 2 points in this game, but he's a scary player at 6'6", and he's a player that he can stretch the floor. He can play out beyond the three-point line. He can play inside.
Justice from the foul line is good. Pretty stroke there for Amari Justice. Give him 6 for the night. He's been a positive contribution for this Knights squad. Holder, skip pass, has Liggins. Extra pass, unselfish to Matthews. His three won't go. They'll skip it again. Matthews to the rim. He's fouled, and how about his teammates there on the bench, elated for the senior, a chance to get in the scorebook with some free throws.
Yeah, it looks like most of the starters for Washington are on the bench. They're excited to see one of their own get some quality minutes and try to score.
Kendall Matthews, a 5'9 senior. Tied for smallest player on the roster, and he gets into the scorebook. Smiles all around. Some applause from the Continental faithful in attendance. Kendall will have one more. That's good. 65-22. All Continentals. Smiles abound. Knights looking to get into a little offensive rhythm and continue to build as a unit. That drive by Thomas was sent back, but it'll stay on this end. Last touch by Washington. Quick inbound. Try to catch him napping. Can't turn it home, but Albert Pope a chance to earn the 2 points the hard way at the line.
It's really smart thinking there on the part of Pope. He's playing a player in Matthews who just made the 2 free throws on the other side, but a player who just checked in, so he's kind of not used to the speed or the flow of the game quite yet. So Pope takes that to his advantage, establishes position on a quick cut to the basket.
First one off the mark for Pope. He'll have one more. Has yet to score in this second half. He does there. 12 for Pope. Lead sits at 42 for the Continentals. Matthews, pocket, triple is good. Kendall Matthews, the senior, with applause all around. He's now got 5, has scored the last 5, and the Knights want a timeout. "30-second timeout, I believe. We'll stay here with 4:37 left to go in this fourth quarter and a 45-point advantage for the Continentals. There are a few things, Jarrett, as exciting or as, that'll bring a smile to your face like a player in Matthews. And this is the first time I've seen Washington, so I can't speak to where he is in the rotation. But you can tell, at least by the body language of his teammates, that he's a senior, he's a hard worker, and he's a player that's not in that starting rotation, but that is getting some minutes here at the end of this ball game, making the most of it. Got 5 points to his credit.
And that's great. Like you said, we know nothing about this team. We knew very little about this team coming into the ball game, but just those few things right there from Matthews, the fact that he's getting quality minutes now late in this game, he goes 2 for 2 from the line, and he knocks down that three on the right wing. Those few things right there just show how much of a valued member he is on this basketball squad, because you also see the bench. The bench is hyped too. He knocks down that three, and they're all about it. So good part on Washington. Matthews playing some good minutes, and the bench applauding him for it.
We might get some slam time here. Hearns all the way, throws it down with one hand. Antoine Hearns, the 6'7 junior, with the flush.
You could see that coming from half court, too.
An exclamation point on this one for the Continentals. Pass right side over to Justice. He'll work baseline and gets it to go. Tough shot for Amari Justice. He's got 8 for the game, 4 in this second half.
This is a good spot here halfway through the fourth quarter for Traders Point, just not to give up. Continue to play hard, continue just to get better, and work on things that you need to work on.
Yeah, exactly. The main thing in a blowout like this is that you want to be able to run and operate your offense just as you would if it was 0-0, if it was 25, 45, 40, whatever the case may be. You want to simulate your offense, particularly when you're a young, growing Traders Point team, as you would in any game situations. We take another look at this flush from Hearns.
Good job. Also, you saw Matthews. Matthews was on the fast break with Hearns, and Matthews is kind of using his body as a shield to shield off that defender and give Hearns the perfect lane to throw it down.
Holder, first free throw is good. He's got 5 unofficially. One more upcoming for him. A really complete effort from top to bottom. Nine of the 10 players that appeared in this game for the Continentals have scored. Second free throw good as well. 72-25, all Washington. Matthias Holloway into the game for the Knights. Morin gives to Holloway. Nice pass inside, but it's stolen away by Hearns. Active hands. Pass up ahead, running the floor. Holder puts it up off the window and in. Holder now with 7, his first basket of the quarter. We approach 3 minutes even left to go in this one.
And this game is well out of reach, of course, but that's what the Continentals can do in the blink of an eye. You know, that's what they're going to do, whether this game is a 50-point lead like it is or whether it's close. They have the ability to throw that pass up the floor. They have the athletes to go and get it and try to make something happen.
They're always wanting to make a play occur in transition, use their athleticism to the best point of their advantage. Balance. Nice feed. Layup up, layup in for James Holder. He scored the last 4. Give him 9 for the night. Justice. Scoop layup off the mark. It falls to Moran. He'll try a triple. That won't go. Balance. Up ahead. Jackson. He lays it up. It'll fall for him off the glass. Jackson now with 4. His second field goal of the ball game. Timeout taken by the Knights. 30-second timeout will stay here. With 1:58 left to go in this fourth quarter. I want to remind you while we have a second, if you want to get involved with our Indiana SRN broadcast, please be sure to go and email coach@indianasrn.org. The Coach Keith Myers will help coordinate with you. We'll take a look at a fast break from a second ago also while we have a second. Nice layup by Jackson. Great outlet pass for the score. I also want to remind you that Hoosier Basketball Magazine is in its 54th year of publication. Not going to want to miss out on the magazine covering the whole state and the teams we love. Nobody will get you more in-depth and in the know with high school hoops than Hoosier Basketball Magazine. Follow on Twitter at HBB Magazine for more details. Out of the timeout, Knights turn it over, but they steal it back. Justice, finger roll up and in. He's had himself a quarter, give him 6 points here in the fourth. Bright spots here for the Knights all over. Unable to string together enough offensive consistency early on in this one, though.
Yeah, if you go back and look at the quarter breakdowns, the first quarter, it was close. It was a 14-10 ball game. But ever since then, from first to third quarter, they only scored 18 points. So after that first quarter, they only put together 8. And, too many plays like that where bad passes turned to just easy steals, easy fast break buckets for Washington. So it was a good start for Traders Point, but here of late, they just kind of fell out of any rhythm that they had, any thought of making it close that they had in the first quarter.
An attempted flush by Holder. We'll give him the gentleman's dunk. It looked like that he just barely got it to power through over the rim. But he got the flush nonetheless. Unfortunate for him, he had to try to respond to Hearns' slam time because that one was emphatic off the ground. And I'm saying, if this is a dunk contest, I'm giving the advantage to Hearns there. That wasn't quite the leap I think that Holder wanted.
I think Hearns has a 10 from us.
No doubt about that. Holder, skip pass and a travel. Balance got caught up with Jackson. Final 40 seconds of this one, it'll be Knights basketball. Knights are going to fall to 1-7 on the season, drop their 6th straight. Meanwhile, the Continentals are snapped their 3-game losing streak. Be a game below 500. Shot out the window, good by Elijah Holloway. The sophomore getting some minutes. Final 30 seconds here, pressure being applied by the Knights. How aggressive will Washington be? It'll all depend on how aggressive the Knights decide to play them defensively. So they just want to hold it. Knights looking for an extra possession. Holder gives to Jackson. That might be it. Jackson will dribble it out. Final seconds ticking away. And that'll be that. Put that one in the cooler. The Washington Continentals defeat Traders Point 80-31. The final in this one. As Jarrett mentioned, this was a 4-point game after that first quarter at 14-10. But after that, the Continentals outscore the Knights 66-21 to pull away and improve to 3-4 on the season. Meanwhile, the Knights fall to 1-7 on the campaign. Jarrett, some final thoughts out of both these teams.
Well, the first quarter was close, like we mentioned, just a 14-10 ball game after one. But I think Traders Point made it real easy for Washington. They played that zone most of the ball game, and Washington was able to take advantage of it, whether it be a driving kick. You bring defenders towards you. You have an open shooter like Hampton, who knocked down a couple threes in this one. Donovan Johnson knocked down 2 threes in the second quarter. He had 10 in that quarter alone. He finished with 14. But really, George Washington knew how to attack the zone. They had some turnovers that resulted in some pretty easy fast break points, and we said earlier that a fast break kind of game, an up-tempo kind of game would play in the favor of George Washington, and it definitely did. So that second quarter was huge for them as well. They scored 25 in the second quarter, and from there it was just too much out of reach for Traders Point. I think a few things that the Knights are going to want to look at as they go into their next ball game is we got to close out on shooters a little bit better. That first half, there were 4 threes made by George Washington, and most of that was on the part of guys in the top of the zone that the Knights were playing. They weren't hedging out on them strong enough. They weren't getting a hand up in their face trying to contest the shot. George Washington they didn't look for three-pointers as much in the second half. They really didn't need to. The fast break points were there for them. plenty of great athletes that really was fun to watch them play tonight, and 3 different scorers, actually 4 different scorers in double figures for the Continentals. That just shows how much good team basketball they are playing and how well they like to spread the basketball around.
Well, coming up next for both these teams, for Traders Point, they'll next be in action on the 9th when they travel to Indiana Math and Science. That'll be a 7:30 tip. And then for the Continentals, they'll be back on the floor this Friday night, a broadcast myself and the coach Keith Myers will have when Horizon Christian comes into town as this homestand continues for the Continentals. Want to give a special thanks to our entire crew tonight. Troy, Casey, and Chance doing a phenomenal job keeping us afloat and keeping us on the airwaves. Of course, a special shout to our executive producer, Jerry Collins, and the founder himself, the coach, Keith Myers. For my broadcast partner tonight, Jarrett Lewis, I'm Jimmy Cook. Again, our final in this one, Washington defeats Traders Point 80-31. You've been watching another edition of IPSathletics.tv and Indiana SRN covering high school hoops. And until we talk to you next time, so long, everybody.